You sure you want to talk about Todd and Bethesda again? Fucking Fallout? You sure you want to do this, man? Like,
I don't really want to, but like, the views.
We need the views, man. We need that, we need that ad rev. Okay, whatever. Okay, Fallout is a bad game. Fallout is a bad
Fallout
game.
sucks.
Fallout
76
dick.
sucks. We're on, ladies and
Hello!
gentlemen. Welcome back.
We're back. We thought we'd just talk about our best pal, Todd Howard, Bethesda, Fallout 76.
Much love to you, Todd.
We love you, man.
We love you,
Appreciate
bruh.
We're waiting still for an invitation for the next Bethesda,
Elder Scrolls 6.
Shindig,
I'm
alright?
pretty sure we're going to be the first to go
Are
hands
we going
on.
to get Rage 2 copies? We would love to know.
That's right.
Todd, just
The
leave
answer
a comment in the section,
is
please.
no. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't spoken about Fallout 76 in a while, but rest assured, there's been stuff happening on that front. Today,
yes.
the developers have announced a new game mode that absolutely no one wanted and that is absolutely guaranteed to fail because it doesn't even pass the most basic litmus tests for how to implement a PvP game mode in any video game ever.
Just like Fallout 76.
Pretty much.
In all shape or form.
Thank you very much for keeping this alive, Bethesda. We love you.
Okay, so anyone that doesn't know this Fallout saga, you've either been living under a bridge or you work at Bethesda and they're like, nothing's wrong.
That's right.
Everything's
The propaganda
all good.
machine. It's like Kim Jong-un,
Yes.
like editing all the
Yes.
all the news headlines.
I would love to see photos of inside Bethesda throughout that time. It would be horrific.
Has pictures of like Todd staring heroically into the distance.
So Fallout 76, it's actually apparently Game of the Year contender if you ask Polygon,
This is a true
okay?
story, by the
They
way.
were apparently saying that out of all the games that came out, Fallout 76, definitely Game of the Year contender.
I love
what
I
the
love
actual
Polygon
fuck?
so
We
much.
just did an IGN video actually about the media. Anyway, the reason why Polygon thought it was going to be Game of the Year was because it was the least buggy game in human history. We knew it. Everyone that played it knew it, okay?
Correct.
Fantastic graphics.
Beautiful.
16 times the detail
It
of
was.
graphics.
16 times the detail.
And also, Canvas Bag guaranteed everybody.
And let's not forget the Dark Rum saga as well,
Oh,
where
yes.
everyone was promised this beautiful bottle. It turned out to be
Plastic
cheap-ass plastic.
guaranteed.
So Fallout 76, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yes.
And today, another present dropped down the chute into our hot little hands.
Yes, thank you, Bethesda.
The 2 or 3 developers that are still on this game who are trying desperately to make it a thing.
Literally, I think they drew the short straw. Okay?
They really did.
And Todd's like, you gotta fucking work in this game.
That's right. It's basically like bringing a super soaker to fight a forest fire at
Totally.
this point. The
It's-
dumpster fire is
it's
out
gonna
of
have a huge
control.
effect,
and
everybody.
they go, let's just get these 3 dudes on it.
Totally.
Instead of trying to fix the game, though, these guys have got a much better idea. They thought, why don't we make people hate the game even more, so then they want us to stop working on it, and then we can go and work on Elder Scrolls 6.
I think that's the
and
way
the
to do
community
it.
tells us to cancel the game, and then everybody wins.
Totally. Then everyone that's working on Fallout 69 or whatever they're gonna do next all gets to go home. Okay?
Correct. The survival mode is in stark contrast to basically the main premise of Fallout 76 as it exists now is that you are not PvP flagged unless you choose to be. So you can explore this environment and no one can really kill you unless you choose to be killed by shooting back at them and sort of engaging in that handshake,
Totally.
right? And this was actually something that people
gonna say,
really cheered about at QuakeCon.
At QuakeCon, they spent a bit of time on really assuring the audience that it was not going to be some PvP just
Grief
shitfest
fest, yeah.
of anywhere you went that you're always going to be attacked by someone. They pretty much said if you can go anywhere you want, you might get shot by someone, but you can just walk away. That's all changing in this new mode.
Yeah, so basically this new mode automatically flags you for PvP wherever you go. Okay, so it's a separate game mode. So there's the normal adventure mode, and then you choose to join survival mode. This automatically flags you for PvP all the time. So at any point in time, someone can walk up to you and blow you up. You always need to be watching your back. That's that. Okay. Now, obviously, this really stands in contrast to what Fallout 76 players want.
Yep, and the original message.
And the original message of this game,
Totally.
where it was really promised that it was going to be a very PvE-focused experience with optional PvP. Now, obviously, this is optional because it's a separate game mode, but instead of delivering PvE content, which is what the community is currently calling for, as well as fixing their fucking game, which is still broken as hell, they've decided to add this additional game mode.
And I know it's very shocking for anyone to actually think that Bethesda would not deliver on their
Correct.
initial promises.
Correct.
We have had over 2 million unique visitors to the stream to watch, I don't know what, nothing.
In this current state, All they need to be working on is actually filling the world with shit to do.
Correct.
Don't worry about fucking PvP. The actual world itself is so fucking boring.
Maybe an NPC, just one.
Just one.
bring
Someone
one in.
else to talk to. I've never felt more lonely in that goddamn
right.
game.
True.
I literally felt like I was in post-apocalyptic. Well, it is a post-apocalyptic, but it worked for God's
Mission
sake.
accomplished,
It
says Todd.
actually worked.
So the other thing with this, and this is the dumbest fucking decision ever, but this is how this works, okay? You can bring a character from the adventure mode into the survival mode whenever you like. You can also create new characters in the survival mode.
Yep.
So what that means is that if you create a new character there, you're immediately going to be going up against people who are level 150 or whatever, max rank, max gear, max resources, because your resources and all your guns and weapons and armor, they all come with you over into this new game mode. So if you're some newbie who's just garbage with crap gear or whatever, you're instantly going to be deleted by these really geared characters.
So I guess the real question is like, what's the incentive of creating a new character? Because if you can jump in and out of this current new PvP system, like, you can just bring your like level 150 into that world, kill everyone, and then fucking leave.
Yeah.
There's no point of creating a character in that.
This is another critical point with this, right? You can take your character from that game mode, the survival game mode, back into the adventure game mode, and you can farm up all your gear and everything you need to survive. So all of your, your consumables and your bobbleheads that give you power-ups and all that sort of shit. And once you've got everything you need, you can then go back into survival so you can continue your griefing campaign, right? And that's just crazy dumb. I have no idea why you would implement things that way. It makes no sense to me that you would allow people to farm up important ammo and consumables safely so that they can be returned to this, this PvP environment.
I guess I get that they want to give them like player choice, but to create another world that you can jump in and out of, which is all well and good, but I think that some people that want to just stay in that PvP area are going to get really annoyed at like they can't just go through that journey,
Correct.
There's going to be level 150s coming and just fucking killing them and shit.
Right.
I think the only real answer to that is, I know it's going to divide the population because the Fallout 76 population is probably very small, but maybe a third option, if you go into that world, if it's PvP, you start at level 1, you cannot leave that. That's the only other way I think they can maybe
I don't think there
fix
should be a third option. I think that should be the only option. I think it should be a closed economy in that. And that's exactly what the community is calling for right now. They're saying, don't make it so that we can bring characters into this.
Totally.
Don't make it so we can bring characters out of it. Make it so we have to create characters in this survival game mode and stay there, and that's it. A closed economy is a way to make sure you don't have all of this griefing bullshit with people bringing gear in from somewhere else. So that's a big issue. The community are very upset about it. Bethesda have already responded saying, we're listening to this feedback.
like they did last time.
But they said the same thing during the beta as well.
And they also said that they're listening
out.
with the canvas back. Here's
Correct.
5 atoms or
That's
some
right.
shit. Oh, God.
So, I guess the main issue with this, though, is the fact that this game is still broken as fuck.
Totally.
Like, you've literally got a situation where people are able to access gear that has not been released yet because they found, like, GM Island,
right.
the developer
huge room,
where they can get, like, stuff that hasn't been released. There's duplication.
God.
There's duplication glitch bugs in there, exploits that allow people just to create endless bobbleheads and ammo and meds and all that sort of shit.
Totally.
So they're basically invincible because they pop all these bobbleheads and their stats are jacked to 9,000.
Look, I think
it's just the game is out of control.
It's absolute mayhem, and I think that really, any idea of putting a lot of effort and focus into a PvP server or a PvP kind of direction is completely wrong. They've heard everybody in the community unanimously say that PvE is the issue. It is a dead world. I think all effort, the skeleton staff, like all 3 people that are fucking on this thing, really should only be doing
Todd's
one
interns.
thing. Okay, Todd's interns, pretty much. For them to really focus on, PvP, as I said, is just completely the wrong direction.
Yeah, totally.
And, I just think that if this game has any hope, which it doesn't,
it does not have any hope.
It doesn't have any hope.
That's
but
right.
I'm talking about the people that absolutely love this game and want to continue to play it. The effort should be in PvE.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the community has said. The community is really up in arms about this. Even the Fallout 76 subreddit, which was, during the release of the game, one of the scariest, most sycophantic subreddits I've ever seen in my entire life.
I know. It was praying to the leader of some shit.
It was honestly, like, I've never seen a greater congregation of fanboys in my entire life. Even they hate this. Like, even those guys. When you've pissed off the Fallout 76 subreddit Bethesda,
you're doing
you
some
have
shit
gone too far.
wrong.
Way too far.
I remember looking at that and feeling... I was scared scared for humanity.
I
I was
know.
like, can people really get like this, for God's sakes? It's
true.
The cults are real people. Okay?
So that's the latest Fallout 76.
God.
The survival game mode is being designed at the moment. They're yet to roll it out. They're listening to feedback, and I'm sure that when it gets released, it's going to be great, guys. Like, I really have a lot of faith.
The bugs are fixed.
I'm
you
sure
know?
it's going to be perfect.
There's no rooms you can go into now and get all the fucking items you want.
right.
It's all done. It's all fixed. Very, very excited for this.
Todd has never lied to us before.
Never.
This will not be the first time that he does so. Have faith in Todd.
You know, the the Layman merch.
Oh,
You
yeah,
should just
that's
make
right.
Yongye merch. so funny.
Oh my god, that would be so
That would be so funny.
good.
Should we do that? That would
Yeah.
be so cheeky.